Hello and welcome into the Mizzou Minute over here at Mizzou Central. I'm Joey Van Zummeren, and today I wanted to give two of my thoughts after watching some of Mizzou's spring practices. Spring training just wrapped up for them this past weekend on Saturday for the black and gold spring game. But being 4 months away from the season, it's a little too early, obviously, to make any sweeping assumptions about how the team will do in the fall. But there were certainly a few nuggets to take into this offseason. And my first thought is just that the running back room is maybe more of an open competition than we thought. Going into the spring, I really thought it would just be a cut and dry decision between both the transfers, Marcus Carroll from Georgia State and then Nate Noel from Appalachian State. But it really seems that not only are those guys maybe going to be in more of like a running back by committee role, where each of them kind of have their own thunder or lightning role. Marcus Carroll's one of the more powerful backs out of those two. But also seems like some guys like on the roster that we haven't seen much from could also find a role from themselves. Here's running backs coach Curtis Looper talking about that competition.
Well, I think it's abundantly clear to everyone that we'll play the best. Cody came and obviously he was the seventh tailback when he got here, and he ended up starting the first game about 8 months later. So any notion that we'll do anything different than that is out the window. So I think if they know that, then they know that they all have a legit shot. So you just have to be the best. If you're the best, you're going to play. Production is a production-based business. So, but there's a lot of things we have to do at the running back position. We have to protect the football and protect the quarterback, which Cody had one fumble in 2 years, which was one too many. And he protected the quarterback. He gave up a sack also. So, having said that, we need to find someone who can get first downs and touchdowns, and someone who can protect the passer.
The next thing I wanted to talk about is just the culture that the team is having to build again. The culture and the team attitude and chemistry, the brotherhood, was a big part, according to the players, of what pushed the Tigers to their 10-2 record and Cotton Bowl winning season in 2023. And now Coach Eli Drinkwitz is in uncharted territory as far as building culture. For the first time in his tenure at Missouri, the Tigers are no longer underdogs. They're one of the top dogs in the SEC coming off of last season. So all of the motivation is going to have to be internal to prove that last year's season was not a fluke, that they have the talent, and that they can win 10, 11 games a year on a consistent basis and be a tough out in the SEC. Even though the team lost some of its main leaders like Darius Robinson and Cody Schrader, it does seem like the players are avoiding complacency and continuing to develop a winning culture and strong brotherhood.
This group, that's the one thing that I've seen from just this spring alone. Like, they love the work. I think it goes to that coach me coach mindset. You've seen it, through the years as a coach. Some guys just aren't open to criticism, aren't open to hearing the things they don't do well. This group, they welcome it. They want to know what they can get better at. And I mean, again, I'm pretty vocal, I would say, at practice. And these guys, they invite it, they want it, they want to be the best version of themselves. And again, that's where Coach Drink and the individual development piece is so huge with this group, because every single one of them has something to work on. We sat down before spring and said, hey, these are 2, 3, 4 things that we got to really get better at. They've all welcomed that, and they've all been working at it. And again, they enjoy practice, and that's when you got a group that enjoys the grind of practice, because obviously, some of these guys, this is their 5th, 6th spring ball, right? And sometimes you've seen guys in the past that, they're maybe not as interested in that part. This group, they love it. They love the work. They love to compete. And I think that's the biggest thing too, is you're seeing guys, both sides of the ball really compete every single day. The iron sharpens iron piece, right? Like, you've seen guys, at DB and safety and linebacker, and those guys are really competing every single day to push each other, because they know if they push each other, they're going to be, a better version of themselves. So it's been good to see that part.
And I think we're coming closer every day, especially with playing together, playing live situations throughout practice, throughout this spring and stuff, which has brought us closer all the whole.